Hello everybody, it is Wednesday the 4th of September. Today I want to make two videos today, so please watch out for that. First of all, I want to talk about eternal beings of light, which are basically beings that are lost in translation at the moment. We are completely lost, and that is where we're lost in translation. God creates by the word. Yeah, we convey knowledge with words, and then we either say that is truth or that is not truth. But when we say it is truth and we say it is so, then we experience the reality according to what we have declared truth. We will live according to that, and we will experience worlds according to that. So, and yeah, a world has been created, definitely created by the word and by a wrong translation of a word. So I'm basing this on, I'm watching a lot of Mauro Biglino and Paul Wallis. I don't agree with everything they say. I will say that in a minute as well, but actually more in the next video. But it is extremely helpful to understand what's going on. And I will leave, it is the word OLAM I'm talking about today, that has been translated in the Bible as eternity, and that is a wrong translation. I leave the video for that, the link for the video, in the description box, and there are others following from that. There's a whole series about Yahweh, Kavod, Ruach, about all those words in the true translation, which will give you a completely different view of the Bible. But just today I want to talk about Olam, which is translated as eternity, and it doesn't mean that. So those that say we are eternal light beings, they're saying something, but not what they think they're saying. And I mean, for most, even those that are also spiritual at the moment, for most of them, their roots are either in a Christian upbringing or in an upbringing in a Christian society. Yeah? So there is this idea of eternity, the eternal God, and also the light. That would have been, that is forming part of their roots, and they're going from there, and they're shooting off in the completely wrong direction. So, actually, now let's go. So, what Mauro says, Biglino says, again, what is translated as God eternal? The word eternal is the Hebrew word olam, and it does not mean eternity. And he points to dictionaries of biblical Hebrew and Aramaic and other great dictionaries, including theological dictionaries, that clearly say do not translate that word as eternity. It's wrong. Yet in the Bible, every Bible that we've been given, it is translated in that way. So, yeah, what the word olam actually means is not known. Yeah? It has actually got no time meaning whatsoever. But it means not known, or a place that is not known. Yeah? So if you say, I am an eternal being, you're actually saying, I am a place that is not known. That is what you're saying. The other translation I've seen for the word olam is actually in the Kabbalah, and there it is, it's usually talked about as light. So there you have other thing, eternal light. Now, light, when I think about it, yeah, especially the eternal bright light, yeah. Now, when we say we are in darkness, we say we do not know. Yeah, that's what we're saying. And especially since we are mostly relying on our five senses and our eyes cannot see in the dark. And we don't like it. So we associate the dark with something dangerous, unpleasant, evil. But that is again our imagination running wild about what could be in the dark. If we are really rational, saying what's happening at the moment is we do not know. Could be anything in the dark. We don't know. Yeah? We're just making an association which does not actually show what's actually happening. But then if you say you're going into the bright light, into the blinding light, you are actually in exactly the same situation. You don't know. You cannot see because the light is too bright. Again, so even if you translate it as light, you'd say it is a place that is not known. Only we associate light as, we feel good in the light. We can see we know something in the light. And because we associate it with good, we say, if the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter and bigger, it's more good. And again, it doesn't mean that. So you're going from the darkness where you don't know to a place where you know something, like here. And if you go into the bright light, you go again into a place that you do not know. So this is the place of knowing. Yeah? Now, another translation of the word OLAM in Talmud, or actually the word olamim, which is the plural. Yeah? And there it is translated as world, universe, or a set of worlds, if you have the plural. Worlds. So, a world, a universe that is not known. Right. Now, as I said, if we are in the solid experience, we know something. There is some light here. Some. Not all, obviously. And that is really, to me, that is what the solid experience is. It is a knowing. And it is a knowing from where you can reason. It is a place on the map from where you can see other places and you can reason about other places. If you do not know what you are, you cannot reason about others. Because there's no knowing inside of you, you cannot see it in others. So, and then Mauro spoke about Psalm 24, which I will come to as well in the next video. And that is, you gates, lift up your heads and be lifted up, you eternal doors. Again, eternal doors, OLAM doors. You lift up your not knowing to gain a knowing. Yeah? And let the King of Glory pass. Talk about that in the next video. The glory of God, which is kavod, which is actually not, again, wrongly translated as glory. It does not mean that. So, here we are. We know something through the experience. And I said experience is a solid point of knowing from which we can reason. And we can lift up our doors to know others. Again, how far do we lift our doors? There's the next thing, because there's plenty here that we do not know in this world. And that we can... So what is that door that we're lifting? Is it like curiosity or wanting to know, the desire to know? That is lifting that door. There's plenty of things we can know here. But again, far out is better. Again, I talk about that in the next video. It is not necessarily so. So again, let's say those that say we are eternal light beings, they're using the word OLAM twice, as meaning eternal or as meaning light. And they are saying twice, we are beings that do not know. That is what they're saying. We are beings that do not know. We are in a place that is not known. We are that place that is not known. And again, you would need to know yourself first. This is the place you need to know before you go any further, knowing others. And then talk about beings that we're talking about, that we've been given knowledge of, that say we have never incarnated into a solid form. Yeah? We are consciousness, we have never had the solid experience. And they are then the watchers that watch the experience of others and reason, gain the knowledge that way and reason about it. But then they are really in theory forever. They are theorizing forever, but they never actually know, because for that you would need the solid experience of a world or worlds. Yeah? To truly know. So they never truly know. And then the other thing is that if you think about Thoth, and I keep saying, he said, I went to many worlds, I took on many forms. Yeah? So if you go by what, again, the also spiritual are saying, oh, we are just trapped in this, which we're not. Because we are doorways to other dimensions. So we're not trapped. We just go from a solid experience. That's all. But, okay, if they're saying we are trapped in this solid experience, yeah? And we're just having this short experience and it doesn't matter and we just need to get out of it. So if you have this really enlightened, knowledgeable being of Thoth that went to many worlds and took on many forms, so what did he do? Have lots and lots of experiences that did not matter? So what was Thoth then? An eternal time waster? Are we that then? We are just eternal time wasters? And we should not waste our time at all. We just should sit somewhere and do what? Think about what? Know what? Without the experience of anything? Or just going by second-hand experience of others, not knowing ourselves? But as I said, it is really, they're lost in translation. Because they're going by Olam meaning eternal, or Olam meaning the light, and then out of the body. Yeah? And that is enlightenment. No, you're enlightened here to a knowledge from which you can reason. And there you go in, the further you go into the light, the further you go into a place that is not known. you're going into ignorance. And really, we're being driven there. Again, this "we are eternal light beings" is being promoted all over the place. Yeah? It gets the most views. The algorithms just put them up somewhere, up high. Let everybody watch that. We are eternal light beings. This does not matter. We will all go into the eternal night of knowledge. And no, you're going the opposite. You're going into ignorance. Because the knowledge is here. Anyway, folks, yeah, I leave it at that, talking about this part. And in the next part, I want to talk about really being spiritual beings, and that means actual spiritual understanding. Yeah? Talking about the Elohim, talking about Yahweh, talking about New Jerusalem, and actually having a true spiritual understanding of that. Yeah? Solid understanding, based on solid reasoning. Not "we are eternal light beings and we're going into the great light of the Creator." No, sorry, you're lost in translation. Anyway, I leave it at that for today, and see you again in a few minutes. Bye.